Alright, so let's talk about Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go has taken over the world, literally.
By storm.
It's huge everywhere. It recently came out in Japan, and it's huge over there, as expected. So my question to you guys is, did you expect Pokemon Go to take off like it did?
Tyler says yes. I don't think I didn't expect it to become as popular as it is.
Well, the thing is like, I've played Ingress, which is it app by the same company. It's overall the same premise, and I watched the vidocs that they released about it, about the closed communities of Ingress. Like, there were people that were making art with the beacons in Ingress and making like the Batman signal and all this kind of stuff. I've seen what the Ingress community does, and that's a very closed community. That's maybe like 25,000 people in the US, probably. And I'm thinking, well, people are going to play this game because of Pokemon, and the same thing's probably going to happen. The thing is like, I knew it was going to take off because it's Pokemon. Pokemon is a ravenous community. But the one thing I didn't expect at all is to play Pokemon Go and notice that the world is just a little bit nicer when you walk around. The first time I had a friendly experience with someone, a complete stranger. I've never had this experience before in my life. I caught a Ghastly in some backlot parking area, and I caught a Ghastly nearby, and I caught it, and I was walking with my mom, and some dude like 25-30 feet away from me goes, "You play Pokemon Go?" Like, yeah. And yeah, it's like some dude with really frizzy hair and a giant like woodsman's beard, has a bicycle, and we shared catch info. I even took a picture of the Ghastly that I caught there, told the story on Twitter, and as I was walking away, he shouts out, "Mystic!" Like, okay. I've never been one to admit that I'm a socially awkward person. Bullshit. I'm very socially awkward. I was both pleasantly surprised that someone that nice was playing Pokemon Go in my town, but at the same time, I wanted to get the hell away from there, because I'm not good with talking to random strangers in public. So I just got the hell out of there. And on the way back home from that walk, I watched I watched a gym go from Mystic to Valor to whatever the hell the other one is.
Instinct.
Yeah, Instinct.
Best team.
I watched all three of those. I watched that gym cycle through all three of those in 5 minutes. And that's when I knew that this was a huge thing. Like, this was going to be a big deal for a long time.
Right.
When was this? What was it like?
It was like day 2 of the game coming out.
Day 2. Okay. Because
it's still
took off. Yeah,
it's still happening.
Because it actually took off like over the weekend when it released.
Yeah, I've been watching over that gym over there. It's such a competitive spot over there that that gym is still level 2. There's a gym even closer to me than that one that's level 6, and it has like a level 27 trainer with a 2,500 CP Vaporeon. It's crazy.
Noah?
Yeah, for me, I've gotten some of those same social experiences, but in a different type of environment, so that college environment.
Yeah.
Like I said, I was checking out some campuses last week, and I went to the University of Pittsburgh. For me, one of the most interesting ones, there was this lady standing there, and like you could tell she was trying to figure something out, and she's like, "Yeah, I'm just waiting for a Pokemon Go player to help me." I'm like, "Hi, I play Pokemon Go," and like I was able to show her how to place a lure module because she had no idea. So teaching people things has also been kind of fun. But yeah, the social aspect has been great. It was really interesting. The night I was in my hotel, there were a couple Pokestops like right outside my hotel, and at one point at night, like both of them had lures in them, and I was so tempted to just go out there and hang out, but I was like, that's maybe not a good idea.
I don't think I've ever been in the summer heat until 9 p.m. playing a game outside.
Right.
I've never been outside until 9 p.m. doing something until Pokemon Go came out. Like I haven't done that since I was 12.
Mm.
And sure enough, I'm out here. There's a lure module in the middle of the park, the competitive spot park that I'm talking about, and there's just a lure module going off. So I'm sitting there until 9 p.m. waiting for it. It's getting dark. I'm actually texting my mom because we know that the park has some issues.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, I'm sitting here at 9 p.m. just catching Weedles and shit. And it's like, this is lovely. But by the time I was walking home, it was started like the sun, like the sky was blood red from the sunset. It was gorgeous. And I don't think I've had that experience in a long time. So it's one of those closed experiences that I love so much. And I love overhearing people going like, who is this mystic guy that keeps attacking our Pokemon? It's like,
Yeah.
That's cool. I like hearing those stories. I think I'm one of or out of us three here, I'm the one that's not really into Pokemon Go. I've tried it. I like it. I've tried it. I like it, but I prefer to hear those stories, like the ones that you're telling me right now.
Yeah, I'm the one guy in this team, in this set of three. I'm the one guy that's been waiting like a decade for this thing to exist, and I'm like, I was that kid. I was the kid who would play Pokemon, like role play Pokemon with friends at the school, in the school playground, because I wanted Pokemon to be like a real world thing.
Right.
And sure enough, it's like, this isn't the best thing, but it's certainly the closest thing we've got, and it's only gonna get better.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna enjoy this while I can, because I know it's gonna drop off, and it's gonna be the same thing as Ingress, where it's gonna be a closed community.
Yeah. So that's the other thing. When do you think this game will start dropping off?
It's dropping off already. Like, people have already like hit the cap, the level 30 cap. There's nothing much left to do, especially if those level 30s have dominance on the gyms. There's going to be a huge competition to hit 30 now. Like, that's just going to be how it is. That's always how it is you're going to want to be better than them, so you just have to climb up to their level in order to get better than them.
Yeah.
That's always how it's going to be.
Best.
Yeah.
Best that ever was.
Like that guy always was.
Yeah.
Like, that's gonna be the thing for a while, and it's only probably gonna improve when the new gens come out, and they increase the level cap, as they have to when the new Pokemon come out. And they're also gonna have to open up more Pokestops, because people are starting to apply for adding Pokestops into their locations or gyms. And it's one of those things where I'm gonna enjoy watching the game evolve. And there's going to be some point where I'm going to stop.
Yeah.
I'm going to stop playing it.
Right.
But the ride right now is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see my destination yet.
Right. I mean, for me, like, it's a game that I can't see myself playing necessarily daily, but when I do go into a city or into a park or something like that, I think it'll be fun to pull out, even if it's been, even if it's still months later.
Yeah, like that's going to be the thing. It's like,
Just
it's going to be one of those things where even if you stop playing it, it's going to be a casual experience.
Right.
Or if you happen to go to a con.
Yeah, exactly.
That'll be a great way to play it.
That'll be great once they have trading. Once they have trading.
I've already seen what happens when Pokemon Go is at a con, because very recently there was a con, and the entire time the con was going on, the nearby Pokestops all had lure modules going on.
It's
all
the
time.
Yeah.
Well, that happened.
Like the entirety of the convention. Yeah.
Or that rumor going around, like for the Pokemon Go Comic-Con panel, where someone on Reddit said that they were going to release the first bird. Man, that's gonna be absurd. No, and apparently a lot of people went to Hall H, but people that didn't have tickets to attend the panel, they were just waiting outside for the bird to come out.
But nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Nothing
they were
happened.
disappointed. Yeah, they were disappointed.
That would have been absurd if that happened, though. Like,
Yeah.
I think that would have been amazing.
Yeah.
I'm excited but nervous at the same time for how they implement legendaries, because like, is it going to be like only showing up in one place or maybe a couple locations around the world?
And how balanced are they going to be as well?
Right.
Like, are they going to completely outclass anybody's Pokemon, or are they going to be equally balanced?
Right.
Or just have like the same amount of CP, the same damage output, but just have a lot more health. Like, they really have to decide where they want to take legendaries, and that's probably why they're waiting.
Yeah, because once they're out, they're going to be at the gyms. They're going to be guarding the gyms.
They are definitely going to be at the gyms. I cannot look at a gym without there being a Flareon in top tier.
Flareon or Vaporeon?
Yes. Flareon, Vaporeon. I saw a Nidoking at one point.
Yeah.
A Snorlax. That was the best one.
Snorlax, yeah.
That's the best one for me.
And Gyarados. I've seen a lot of Gyarados.
The one I'm always impressed whenever I see a Gyarados in a gym, because that person spent days farming for Magikarp candy.
Or they found it.
Can you find a Gyarados?
Yes. They're obviously very rare, but you can.
What the fuck am I doing with a Magikarp then?
I don't
want this piece of shit. I want the God Killer.
I haven't seen a Dragonite yet. Guarding the gym.
I wouldn't.
I've seen news articles I've seen people on news saying breaking news: a Dragonite has been spotted in Central Park. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
This is real?
Yeah, I think there was this guy that he was at Central Park, and then he just yelled Dragonite, and a bunch of people came rushing over, see if they can catch it. He was just
he was lying, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just, I love the world. Like, the fact that Pokemon Go is as big of a deal as it is right now, and the fact that the community overall is incredibly nice.
Right.
Like, I think that's a pleasant surprise for me, because I was expecting it to be like a very quick thing.
Obviously, there's some, morons and some. I mean, there are more morons than like team crazies, I feel like.
Yeah. I think the thing is like, we also know that there are so many morons because we've seen the news.
Yeah.
We've seen the news blame Pokemon Go for people finding dead bodies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's absurd. Pokemon Go isn't the reason that people found a dead body. Yeah. It's because people are walking that they found a dead body.
Yeah.
They just so happen to be influenced by Pokemon Go.
Yeah, or the latest negative thing about Pokemon Go that I've seen was that Nintendo's stock dropped. But
because they realized that Pokemon...
Nintendo didn't make that game. It was Niantic.
I was really happy that...
Yeah, that was mostly from mainstream media.
Yeah, I was really excited to see that Nintendo was getting the stock increase, but deep down I knew.
Yeah, it was gonna drop.
Yeah.
And it was funny because it dropped after it came out in Japan.
Yeah.
So I think the investors from Japan downloaded the app and then and then saw the Niantic.
That was Niantic, yeah.
Yeah.
And they were just like, oh.
Where's Nintendo? Yeah.
Like, they thought that Niantic was what we call Nintendo over here.
Yeah.
I mean, there are a lot of similar characters in it. At the same time, I remember one of the most surreal moments to me was I was walking, and the competitive spot that I was talking about, the competitive gym. And I remember we had just taken over the gym as Team Mystic, and I started walking back over after grabbing an Eevee from a nearby spot that I had heard about, and it had been taken over by Team Valor. So I was just like, okay, well, I guess it's not that strong of a Pokemon. I guess I can go catch it, or I guess I can go recapture this gym. And I start walking over, and literally, as I start walking over, I check my phone to see how the gym is looking. It gets taken over by Team Instinct, and there's two Pokemon in there, like a CP 200 and a CP 800 one. And I continue walking over, and I pass by the two people who just took over the gym, and they're talking about how they just took over the gym, and they're talking about what Pokemon they left there, and I'm like looking at the Pokemon at this moment. I'm just like, oh, shit. So I did the social awkwardness thing where I just hid my phone. until they pass me.
Mm.
And then I tried to take a picture with the mirror mode on my phone just to like take a picture of them because I thought it would be interesting, but I fucked up.
I think my favorite thing that I've seen so far from Pokemon Go, at least here where I live, or the best thing that I've experienced is just learning about the game from people that aren't necessarily gamers.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting thing as well is that people who aren't gamers. My mom isn't a gamer very much. Like she only plays Mario Party and all that.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to play Pokemon Go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Another
I've
interesting
encountered
thing.
a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
A couple interesting things I've seen. When I was at Penn State, which was one of the other colleges I visited, they had this screen where you could take a bunch of pictures holding, like you could hold like a Penn State sign, you could have a foam finger. Well, you could also have a cutout of Pikachu. So I was like, wait, what? It's just so crazy how like mainstream it is.
The amount of mainstream we have from Pokemon Go is the same as when Pokemon first came out here.
Yeah. Probably even more because of the internet.
Yeah. My favorite thing so far from reading all of the stuff about Pokemon Go is that my favorite story I've read is that people nationwide and around the globe, I assume, but for the most part, I've noticed that it's in the U.S. People are starting to place down lure modules near hospitals so that sick kids can play Pokemon Go nearby. And I find that so incredible.
Yeah.
Like kids who can't leave the school, like kids who can't leave the hospital beds or anything, they're having nurses cart them around to go catch Pokemon. I think that's beautiful.
Yeah, I saw that. That's great. Or also some adoption centers for like dogs. They were.
Oh yeah.
You can rent a dog and walk.
You can rent a dog to.
Yeah,
you can rent a dog.
Get a
on
walk. Yeah, and
Yeah,
sometimes those they wouldn't even return to the adoption.
Yeah.
Center.
I actually heard about an adoption center that did just that, and they said that they had to stop because they ran out of dogs to rent out.
Yeah. All that. That's awesome.
Like, this game is changing the world, and it's making it such a wonderful place to be. And then you realize that Trump's the Republican nominee, and then you get really sad again.
All right. So before we end this topic, I'm gonna ask you one more question. Which team are you?
No and I are Mystic.
Yeah.
Stick. Okay, I'm Instinct.
Whatever. It's a team as long as we have fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. So that wraps up this topic.